Simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Unprofessional. Yeah. Unprofessional.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host, Webby. Join me tonight, we got Ross Boyd.
That's right. I'm ready to rock. We're here to grab and pay.
So, for those of you who might be either new to listening to Simply Unprofessional or who maybe have not listened to the previous episodes that he has been on, Ross is a very dear friend of mine and the writer and performer of the Simply Unprofessional intro/outro music.
Woohoo!
Along with you did a little jingle and a little song for us for last year's Christmas stream.
Yes.
That
was super fun.
Which was called Save Point.
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it. Yes. That's it.
I have the CD in my Jimmy still.
Really?
Yeah, the one that you gave me. That's just like
There's like a bunch of different versions of it.
yeah. So
Awesome.
Speaking of which, I know it's only September. Next month, we will be kicking off with our Halloween live stream.
Yes.
We do that, I think, I want to say this year it ends up being, I think, on October 27th is on a Saturday. We usually go from noon to midnight. We play all sorts of horror games and horror-type themed stuff. Along with we do a live SU most of the time. And as always, next month for this started off as I did this specifically for EdQuist, but next month being October and the month of Halloween, each week will most likely be a horror themed SU. Last year I put myself through the ringer of watching the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Friday the 13th, the original Halloween movie, which I'm looking forward to the new Halloween movie that's coming out.
There's a new one coming out?
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Okay,
I totally missed out on this.
So get this.
I don't follow this stuff.
Yeah, so get this. I'll send you the links once we're done recording. Just remind me.
All right.
And so, like, there is, like, this big conflict with people who like Halloween fans, like people who like the film series, right? Now,
Right.
You know me. I'm not much for horror, right?
Right.
So I never really got into like all of the various horror movies. I like some of the characters. You know, they're neat, whatever. So there was the original Halloween movie with Michael Myers. And then everything after, from like Halloween 2 on, they just started getting more and more asinine, and people were like, "Oh, that's not canon anymore," or whatever. And then there was a debate that, "Oh, well, this one is canon and takes place after the first movie, and this one," and there's this big argument. So finally, it looks like this new one that's coming out is an actual. This is what happens X amount of years later. You know, they got some of the original actors, like the woman who played Laurie Strode. She's coming back. Yeah, and it looks really good.
Okay.
So I'm fairly excited for it. But yeah, so in addition to, I mean, I watched and we did reviews on let's see, Halloween, Friday the 13th,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I forget what the fourth one was.
Was there a fourth one? Did you do a Leprechaun thing?
No, we didn't end up doing Leprechaun.
Oh. I listened to him. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I think the last one we talked about a bunch of various oddball movies that we didn't get to watch. But that I think Clay was on that episode and we talked about like honorable mentions and stuff.
Yeah.
This year, I'm not sure what Devin's going to want to do, or Edquist, or even if you want to be on one.
Yes, yeah.
We will definitely be doing, again, another horror-themed one. So, Feel free to write in suggestions for horror movies that you'd like for me to sit down and begrudgingly watch and do a review on. I will say after doing the review on Sharknado, bring on the horror movies. Whatever. Nothing can be worse.
Oh golly, yeah. Those movies are baffling to me because they go into it knowing that, like, kind of in on the joke, and that
Right.
kind of makes it worse. Like, the bad movies seem to be better when people are actually trying. You
Right.
know?
Okay. So yeah. So normally when we do movie reviews on Simply Unprofessional, I like to, and some people can't, and I understand, but I usually like to do, okay, here's a score 1 to 10. This is what I
Mhm.
rate this movie. So we usually do a numerical rating, and then I ask, would you recommend this movie to other people?
Yeah.
So me and Devin did that, and we both gave it 2 separate ratings, and we were pretty similar. He gave it slightly higher score than me, but I put as a movie, I gave it like a 3 or a 3.5.
Okay.
It was a shit movie. Now, as a movie, knowing what it was, which is essentially a parody movie about natural disasters and like a mix between natural disasters and Shark Week. Like you said, they went into this movie making fun, like they knew it's called Sharknado. The tagline for the movie is "Enough said."
Yes.
Okay, so they knew what they were making, and it's a sci-fi original film essentially. And so I said, for knowing what it was, I give it like a 5, maybe a
Sure.
5.5. Okay, because they went in knowing what they were making, and it was a joke from the beginning.
Right.
And then we both, I asked Devin, I was like, would you recommend this movie to other people? He said, oh, of course. And I said, I also would recommend this movie to other people solely for the fact that I enjoy making other people miserable. I know you probably haven't. Okay, you haven't watched the movie.
It was Sharknado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, you've
I
seen it.
watched it with I watched it with the Riff Tracks
Okay.
commentary.
So you've seen the movie.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you've listened to the SU yet that
I
we
don't
did.
think I did. No.
There's parts in there that really bother me. Like he poured gasoline into a pool at the end,
Uh-huh.
lit it on fire, and then the fire lit, which would happen.
Mhm.
Okay, it would burn on top of the water, and then the pool exploded. That bothered me, and I kept bringing that up to Devin, and Devin's only response for anything I brought up was, things work differently in California. I was like, I guess so.
Oh God, yeah. I don't think I would recommend that movie to other people. I think if you're the type of person who would be into Sharknado, you've seen Sharknado. You
Fair.
know?
Yeah, fair.
I think, but that does like raise an interesting topic. Like, what movies would you recommend to people just to make them miserable? Like, I'm
Sharknado.
sure people give you, yeah. People give you horror movies all the time because they know that it'll freak you out.
Yeah.
So how would you get revenge on people? What movies would you tell people? And you can just cut this part out, like cut that part out. Like, what movies would you really recommend to people who recommend horror movies to you?
Honestly, I don't know, because there aren't too many movies that I don't like. First off, like I enjoy movies for what they are,
Right.
And like even Sharknado, okay, yeah, that was an hour and a half of my life I'm not getting back. It was a dumb movie, but it had its moments where it made me laugh, like because of just how asinine it was.
Right.
So I mean, it accomplished something. There are movies out there that I do hate and that I won't watch again, that I have watched prior, because I usually try to give everything at least a shot. But like things like Old Boy, the original Old Boy.
Oh yes, yeah.
Fucking, I hate that movie. I don't think it's worth anyone's time, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. And I don't even think I wouldn't see. But the problem with that is it's such a cult film now.
Yeah.
That even if I recommended it, it wouldn't be payback because the majority of people I know would like it.
Right. See, I that's a movie that I like, but I would not recommend to other people.
And see, I don't know. I didn't care for it. Like I thought there was one cool scene. That's it.
Well, no, I totally get why you wouldn't like that. It's messed up. That movie is messed up.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but like I again like you're saying, you appreciate movies for what they are. Like I thought that movie was really interesting in a lot of ways. I enjoyed it. It's a tough one to go back and watch, that's for sure. But yeah, I like as much as I enjoyed it, I wouldn't recommend other people watch it. Like look up the hallway scene with on YouTube.
Yeah, and
If I'm gonna
that's the best scene.
right.
You know, guy comes down in an elevator or whatever. He's in a room full of a whole hallway full of whatever fucking nationality they are. I don't know where that movie took place. I think it was Korea.
I think it was Korean. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Korea. And the guy he ends up getting a hammer, and he just goes to town on everybody, and like he's getting the shit kicked out of him all down this hallway, and like it's to the point where it's fairly realistic even.
Oh yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
to the point where like he's on his hands and knees, and he's still taking his hammer, and he's like hitting people in the feet because they're barefoot. And it's like,
Now,
Jesus.
You saw the American remake, right?
No,
No, okay,
I
good.
refuse to see the American remake because I fucking hate the original.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. No, because the original. I mean, the original is better, and that I don't know what the yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, famous hallway scenes. Daredevil.
I loved the Daredevil hallway scenes though.
That was amazing.
Or the technically I think it was in Daredevil season 2, but the Punisher prison block scene where it's essentially almost the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was rad. But yeah, I mean, like Daredevil was the first of the Marvel Netflix series, so like we kind of didn't know what to expect going into it. Like I
Right.
think everybody had high hopes, but it's like, Marvel's doing good things, but Netflix doesn't have a great track record necessarily.
Right.
And yeah, I remember watching that, and I'm like, well, all right, this is great. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yep. I
They
see
can-
that
they can do
season 3 is coming out soon for
Oh
Daredevil.
yes.
I just finished watching season 2 of Iron Fist. Me and Devin will be doing a review on that shortly. He's been having internet
that's-
problems this week.
Yeah, I've been having some internet issues, so I'm gonna have a lot of catching up to do. I haven't finished watching Luke Cage. I haven't seen Iron Fist. Yeah, I got some serious catching up to do. Once I'm back in New Hampshire.
Yeah. When's that
Yeah.
happening? Next
That's
month?
yeah, I'll be at the latest. I'll be in New Hampshire October 1st.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So yeah, to bring that all back around, write us in, message us on Facebook, or write us an email, and write me what horror movies you'd like us to kind of watch and review, preferably original, like the first one out of a series. If it's not, I'm not going to get too heartbroken. I might still watch it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a movie. If you find like a particular creepy TV show or an episode of a TV show, like there are some episodes of like The Twilight Zone that still freak me out.
Yeah, it's had some serious creepers in it.
Yeah. So just hit me up, and we'll see what we can squeeze in.
I got a
next
thought
month.
for you.
I still haven't found your movie, Ross.
Uh,
The movie with the fucking skeleton standing in
With
the
the
front yard. I can't
with the
find it.
skeleton. Yeah, I have no idea. It's permanently burned into my brain. It's totally possible that it's an amalgamation of things that I had seen in my wild imagination and
Malcolmation? Oh. Anyway, that was really
Yes.
bad. I think I should.
No.
I'm gonna burn in hell.
Have you seen In the Mouth of Madness? In speaking of creepy ass movies.
No, does not sound familiar.
All right,
Sounds
I
like a
sent,
Rob Zombie movie or a Rob Zombie song.
Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. It's based off of a that guy, the H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay, yep.
Story. And it
He's
stars.
creepy as fuck.
Yeah, John Carpenter directed it, and Sam Neill stars in it.
Oh.
And yeah, it is great. I fucking love this movie, and I don't hear a lot about it, but like everybody who does talk about it says that they loved it, which gives me it makes me happy because like I think it went a little under the radar. It came out in 1994.
All right.
Yeah, but I sent you a link, so
All right.
I would like to watch that movie again.
Well, maybe we can make that happen.
Ooh.
I know another one that I was really wanting to do, and not necessarily for like the horror Halloween episodes, because I don't think it'll take. Well, it might take up a whole episode, but me and Devin really wanted to do a review on Killer Clowns from Outer Space because we both really like that movie.
Yes, that movie is that's an odd one. That is
I fucking
an
love
odd
that
one.
movie, Ross. All
Well,
right.
that's one of those movies that's like it is so great because it is like the cheese factor is pumped up like to 100%.
Yeah, but everybody's trying, like you said earlier,
Yes.
they're trying
Yes.
to make a good movie.
Yes, and that one I would totally recommend to people. Like you want to see an interesting piece of something. Check that one out.
Yeah, I still can't think of a movie that I would recommend to somebody as like Payback.
Yeah. Huh. We'll have to think about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up.
Some payback movies.
Yeah. Not including Payback starring Mel Gibson.
No. That movie was pretty fun.
It was. All right, so tonight, it was sent to us by Mr. Dave Baker. He was given a slew of random fantasy fights, essentially. Not all necessarily from the same universe. In fact, a lot of them aren't. Some of these people I don't even know. Me and Ross were talking about that prior. I sent him the link so he could at least see pictures of these people, and we can maybe base our opinion off of who we like better just by looking at them.
Just by the picture.
So we're gonna kick this right off on the first one. We already kind of talked about Johnny Gat, who we found out. I looked it up. He's a character in Saints Row, versus Duke Nukem. Not in hell. Now the venue is not in hell, so no cracked Halo for Gat. Not necessarily sure what that means.
What's that mean?
I don't know. Automatically, I'm telling you right now, my vote hands down number one, Duke Nukem.
Well, yeah, I mean just by the picture, like
Not
I mean,
even that. Dude, we grew up playing Duke Nukem.
we did grow up playing Duke Nukem. Yeah, no,
So-
he's seen some shit. Yeah, get Saints Row Gat out of hell. What the hell is this game?
Yeah,
What
I
is
don't
Saints
know.
Row?
Well,
I've never
okay,
played Saints Row.
You
Explain to me.
okay? So Saints Row. I've played Saints Row.
Okay, have you now?
It's a game. I'll say that. So think Grand Theft Auto. You've played and or seen the Grand Theft Auto games,
Yes.
like Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 5, stuff like that.
Yes. I've spent far too much time with Vice City.
So Saints Row is a similar type of game. It's a sandbox. You drive around the city. You do missions. You gain control of more and more of the city. There's gang fights. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
But it's mixed in with a lot of adult-themed things.
Okay.
Like at least the Saints Row, the one that I played, you can beat people with giant purple dildos.
Oh.
All of the cars are very flashy and colorful, and I remember there was a GIMP character who ran around. There's lots of nudity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those kinds of games.
Speaking of nudity, I don't remember if it was actually nudity or not, but I remember back in Duke Nukem when we played Duke Nukem, that was like one of the first games where we'd see posters with like strippers on them and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think my recollection, again, I could be making it up, but my recollection was that they were at least topless.
Topless, yeah, that's what I thought too.
But they were so pixelated, like
Yeah.
you just kind of like it was like they could have just said like picture a naked lady, in text, and
Right.
and that would have been just the same as the the
Hey,
quality.
but
that we
you know
got on
what?
that.
For kids who with scrambled porn and
Oh yeah, I
Hey,
mean that's
it was
how we
something.
watched it. That's how we
Yeah.
watched porn back in the day.
Is that
So
a boob? No, I think that's an elbow, man. Well, that's definitely a chin. That guy's talking.
don't ruin it for me, man. It's working. That elbow's working for me.
So, yeah, Johnny Gat versus Duke Nukem, round number one. I'm giving it to Duke Nukem.
I'm giving it to Duke Nukem too. Johnny Gat looks like a villain in a lesser villain in a Final Fantasy game, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's totally like one of the
like Final Fantasy VIII.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Not not that impressive looking.
yeah, no,
I'm sure there are probably some Saints Row fans out there who are like, bullshit, he'd kick Nukem's ass.
yeah, whatever. Okay, Saints Row fans out there, go play Duke Nukem. So fight number 2, we have Rocket Raccoon, the
Oh
Marvel comic
man.
version,
Yep.
versus Fox McCloud of the Star Fox series.
Yep.
Location is on board the Hyperion from StarCraft 2.
Okay. They're
All
really mixing this up,
Oh
huh?
yeah, oh yeah. All weapons on. They have the entire ship as a battleground and no interference from the crew.
Wow. Okay.
Now
I
I have played the Star Fox games,
yes.
but it's I'm gonna have to give this to Rocket because he can legitimately build weapons out of almost nothing.
Yeah. No, I mean yeah, it's a resourceful little raccoon right there. I don't want to pick. I don't want to see these guys fight. I want to see these guys team up.
I do want to see these guys team up. I mean, dude, you have a fox and a trash panda,
I know.
but
Oh,
I've got to give it to the trash panda though.
I think yeah, I think the Trash Panda is going to win this one out. I mean, I know that there are games where uh, Fox McCloud was like all out of the pilot seat and like running around with a gun and whatever, but like his expertise is in the stars,
Right.
in the sky,
Right.
in the star wing. Like
Now,
it's not gonna.
technically, so isn't Rockets though, because
Eh,
Rocket
yeah.
is an ace pilot.
Rocket is an ace pilot, but
So I
I
mean,
think
if this were say a battleship fight where they're both piloting their own ships, it might be closer to
sure.
being maybe more in Fox McCloud's side of the court.
Yeah, but I still think, based on what we know of these characters, there is more. Rocket has a better track record of ground, like land combat.
I agree, and I will say that not in a spaceship. It's going to be really awkward when Rocket pulls out a giant, massive bazooka that
Mm-hmm.
shoots a nuclear weapon, and Fox McCloud goes barrel roll and tries to roll on the ground.
To a barrel.
So I've got to give this one to the Trash Panda.
Yeah. Speaking of trash pandas, did you know that the Los Angeles Angels
I
minor
did.
league team? Yes.
The Rocket City
Trash pandas.
Trash Pandas. Yep.
I am so pumped. Like I can't wait until they start making merch.
Yep.
I am a Trash Pandas fan now. I'm not. I can't turn around. I'm no going back. I do want to see these two team up though. Fox McCloud and Rocket Raccoon. Where's that?
Agreed.
Where's that
Agreed.
comic book?
Agreed.
Are we looking at the next one?
I am.
Yeah, I am too. Are you familiar with? We're both familiar with the famous one, but the other one. Are you familiar with that guy?
I am, but not like in depth. Like it's more so like I know the character's name in passing, and I'll explain why here in a second.
Okay.
The next fight has no destination, has no venue. It's simply Doctor Doom from Marvel Comics versus Elminster. Now Elminster, if you're not, are you familiar with him at all?
No.
So Elminster Amar or Amar, everybody's going to pronounce it however they want. He is known as the Sage of Shadowdale. He's a mage in the Faerun campaign setting of D&D.
Okay.
That is the only reason why I know him by name. Okay, I am a huge D&D nerd. Now, reading about it now, he's a fair fighter and thief. So you're mixing in, thinking D&D terms, you're thinking, fighter, rogue, mage,
Right.
Versus Doctor Doom, who is an accomplished magician or sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me see if there's a. Let's see if this guy has any type of. Um,
I mean, this guy's been busy. This guy's been all over the place. Like my first my instincts, my gut tells me, told me Doctor Doom takes this one.
right.
He's a pretty badass villain. But doesn't he have a reputation for screwing things up for himself a little bit?
Maybe. Maybe he'd let his ego get in the way of things.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks he's a little bit better than he is at certain times.
Mm.
But I mean, this other guy. I mean, they're both just technically they're just both human.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of sorcery can Doctor Doom actually do?
I don't know. I
See,
don't
that's
really
the thing.
know.
That's the
Like,
thing. I know
thought
he
was
can
just-
kind of do some sorcery and stuff, but I've never actually seen him do. Like, I don't see him do Doctor Strange level sorcery.
No, I thought that he was just just brilliant and scientifically
Adept.
great.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
it's
if he
been
does.
it's been said that he dabbles in sorcery or whatever. I'm gonna have to give this one to Elminster, man. He is.
It seems like he can hold his own.
Yeah. You know. I mean,
Hang on just a sec.
okay. Um. Let's see. It says in his natural state, Elminster appeared as a gray-bearded man of weathered visage, gruff tone, alert eyes, and nondescript attire.
Yeah, I think giving it to him will be fine.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll rile some folks up about it.
And I
Maybe
mean,
they'll,
he is a high-level mage, man.
Yeah, he looks serious. I know Doctor Doom is something else, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give in to my my tabletop nerdum here and give it to Elminster on this one.
there we go. All right, it is done.
All right,
What do we
next
got
one.
next?
Next
Oh,
one we
God.
have. Oh, gee, I don't know either of these guys. So
No,
we're gonna
all
be
right,
based.
let's-
Devin, this is where you're gonna yell at me because these sound like anime people. They look like anime people.
They are anime people.
Okay, so we got Natsu Dragneel from Fairy Tail
Mhm.
versus Yasuka Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. I
Okay.
probably butchered all of those names. That's fine. Devin, and I'm sure everyone else, especially you, Kurt, you'll know these characters better than us. The location is going to be the Cell Games Arena in Dragon Ball Z. The Cell Games rules: knockout, submission, ring out, and death. If the ring is destroyed, ring out no longer matters.
Okay, so here's my suggestion for this one. Seeing as though we both have no clue, do not look these guys up. Okay.
I'm not going to look any. I'm looking at their pictures currently.
Yes, we are going to look at their pictures, and we are going to figure out who these guys are,
Okay.
and then we're gonna decide who wins between the two of them. So the guy on the left, I imagine that's Natsu Dragneel.
I would
So he's
assume
got some
so.
spiky pink hair.
Yeah. He has a billowing white scarf.
Yes, that is very stylish.
An open vest, and he looks like he's covered in bruises or blood.
Yeah, it looks like he's taken a few hits already. So, I mean, if this is how he's going into battle, I'm not sure.
Now, okay, if there's one thing I've learned about animes,
Yes.
out of the very few that I've watched that I've had to watch pretty much just for Simply Unprofessional, basing this off of the characters that we're visually looking at,
hmm
the guy on the right seems less imposing and less threatening.
hmm
He's wearing like a green suit. The jacket is just kind of draped over his shoulders. He's got like slicked back hair, black hair, and he's just crossing his arms. He looks kind of like a businessman who's just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to tape up my wrists and get into a boxing match. Um, it's the less imposing figures you have to watch out for.
Yes, yes. It's always the cool, calm, like looks like they're gonna get their asses handed to them,
Yeah.
but then they like there's a flash of the screen and the other guy is just like flying through the air. Like,
Right. Right. Now, but this guy on the left with the pink spiky hair,
Yes.
he does seem to have a very gruff expression on his face, which might lead me to believe that maybe he is a villain of some sort,
Yeah.
possibly a recurring villain. And in animes, villains do tend to be slightly more powerful by themselves.
Right. Right.
So
Oh man, this is kind of a tough one.
I'm gonna hand this one to Natsu Dragneel from Fairy Tail.
Really, because I'm gonna go Yusuke.
Okay. All
I
right.
think I'm gonna go that direction.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to write in, and Devin, feel free to message me and Ross. Kurt, I'm sure you'll message it on the Simply Unprofessional page, but feel free to give us your input on who you guys feel made the right choice in this fight. Now,
I can't wait
remember,
to.
it's Natsu Dragneel versus Yusuke Urameshi. The location is the Cell Games Arena in Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
All right, that is that.
So moving on. That's the first one we haven't agreed on yet.
I know.
Hey, that makes for interesting podcasting, though.
It does. It does. The conflict.
The conflict and the listener involvement, because they can get in and either tell me how fucking stupid I am, or
they can tell
how
me how
you're
fucking
wrong.
stupid I am.
Yeah. So the next one, so this Toru guy, I might be completely wrong. It's Toru versus Zangief. Now, this Toru guy, I want to say he was from the Jackie Chan Adventures, which was the animated show on, I think, Disney.
Oh man, I forgot about that show. Toru wins.
Okay. Wow. Okay, you throw it right out there, huh? I am gonna give it to probably Toru.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So like, if we were to,
I mean, Zangief's a big dude too, but
Zangief's a big dude. Yeah, totally. But I mean, look at Toru. Just look at him.
well, see, the thing is Toru looks like he could break bricks with his head, and Zangief's really only move is a suplex or a pile driver. Neither of which really look like they're gonna super affect Toru.
Right.
So yeah, I'm giving it to Toru. Just
all right.
Hands down.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Next one we got up. What the fuck is happening here?
What the?
Okay. Okay.
All
right.
Okay.
The three masters, Taylor, Cooley, and Donut from Kung Fu Hustle, versus the Warriors 3, Hogan, Fandral, and Volstagg from the Marvel Thor movies.
Wait a second. It looks like there's some missing.
Oh yeah, we don't get the rest of it.
All right, so we're just gonna go with those two because we've just got these two groups.
Yeah.
So the three masters. I've got I'm pretty settled.
I already know who you're picking. Oh man.
So what? Like, yeah, like. I don't even know how to.
It looks like the only person who might even know Kung Fu on the Warriors 3 side would be like the one on the left, the guy who has like the mace or whatever.
Right. Oh man, like Volstagg.
But I mean, they're Asgardians though.
I know they're Asgardians, but like, I know, but I don't think that they could do it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to give it to the three masters from Kung Fu Hustle. Mainly because I think the guy on the left from the Warriors 3 would hold his own for a while. Yeah, but I think that guy in the middle is going to get his ass handed to him real quick.
Oh man, he's going to be like talk about that anime situation where the unlikely guys are the ones who take over. Like he is going to be the one who just gets pummeled into the ground, and that's when Hogan and Volstagg are going to be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. So for those of you listening, I think it's Fandral is the one in the middle. He's the blonde with the perfectly trimmed goatee, and he seemed like the pompous one out of all three of them. I think he had like a rapier. Yeah, I think we're all betting that he'd get his ass handed to him by the three masters of Kung Fu Hustle. So yeah, Kung Fu Hustle. I think we're giving it to that guy.
All right, yeah.
The next one, I don't even think I need to look at the preview, but I will in case there's a venue option here, but there's not.
Nope.
It's Quicksilver versus the Flash. I'm giving it to the Flash, man.
I know you would. I had a feeling you would. Would there like because I know that you're a huge Flash fan. Would there be? Do you think this would be an exciting matchup? Like if this was an episode of the on the Flash series,
No.
do you think that?
No, for one reason, and that's because we've seen the Flash versus Reverse Flash. We've seen the Flash versus Savitar. We've seen the Flash versus fucking.
Is way too many speedsters.
Who the hell's the
Speedyman.
no?
Albert Speedyman.
No, who's the one from season 2? The all black Flash there.
Zoom.
Zoom. All three of those other speedsters can outspeedster Quicksilver. So this would be like the Flash beating the piss out of Quicksilver while walking backwards the whole time. I mean, let's face it. And okay, to be fair, they're not giving us much information here. So they're not saying, "Oh, this specific Quicksilver from this specific comic book issue." They're giving us the picture from the Avengers movie. Okay, so if we're basing it off, especially if we're basing it off of that particular Quicksilver, guy's not even faster than a bullet. Okay, so I mean, I'm giving it to the Flash, hands down.
Fair enough. I'm not going to fight you on it.
Let's see. The next one we got Hercule, not Hercules.
No.
Versus the Squirtle Squad. So
I think
Hercule
is he DBZ? Is he a Dragon Ball?
I think he's
character?
a Dragon Ball. I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah. All right.
Hercule. No, not that one. Not that one.
Oh, damn it! I accidentally typed an S.
Yeah, I mean that's what it keeps.
Mr. Satan.
Oh no, he is. He is a Dragon Ball Z character. Yep. Mr. Satan.
What is his deal?
Let's see. Hercule Satan. His real name is Mark. Don't know why he goes by everything else.
Because his name is Mark.
I guess.
I mean,
So
nothing against Marks out there. Like, hey, Mark, what's up? But like, you can't be like, I am Mark. It just doesn't have the same ring as Mr. Satan.
It doesn't give any type of powers or anything that he may or may not have. He is essentially the reigning heavyweight martial artist in the world while everybody else was off fighting on a whole different planet.
Yep. It looks like he's 736 years old.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Satan in God form.
His address is Satan House.
Well, all right.
That's just how it goes. That's how it goes. Yeah, I don't know.
I will say he's got a pretty wicked fucking handlebar mustache.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. So, I mean, here's my thing. Mr. Satan, like, you would think that he'd be a fire type, and the Squirtle Squad would have an advantage.
All right. I mean, you're taking two things I know almost nothing about, other than some characters' names, and obviously not Mr. Satan.
Well, I had,
But you do have me on this Pokemon's kick lately, so I'm gonna have to
yeah.
give this to the Turtles on this one.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm leaning. I know very little about Dragon Ball Z. I was hoping for one of these episodes of SU, for somebody to explain to me what the hell is going on in Dragon Ball, because
If
I
you
watched.
if you listen to some of the old tavern talks, we do
Oh,
go
okay.
pretty in depth
Well, I
as far as
remember.
Dragon Ball. But I'll get Austin on, Austin
Yeah.
and maybe Donnie. I don't remember if Donnie's into Dragon Ball Z, but I know Austin's our resident Dragon Ball Z person.
Well, I remember some episodes like with some Dragon Ball Z trivia and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and names got rattled off, but like what what
we'll
the
do a
thing
breakdown.
actually
We'll do an
is.
actual
Yeah,
breakdown.
I need a serious breakdown
All right.
because like frankly, like I watched one episode of Dragon Ball Z once and it was like a part of a fight.
Yeah.
that
No, I will
that
tell
was
you
it.
that I do know that much. Um, one fight you might get over the span of like 6 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and like 3 of those episodes are just going to be continuously like one guy screaming and charging, like powering up
Right.
over like 3 episodes. I do know that. But yeah,
All right.
we'll get Austin on. We'll break it
All
all
right.
down. But one thing I will
Excellent.
say about this Mr. Satan versus the Squirrel Squad is he's only one dude. So when he's focusing on one of these squirrels, he's still got 4 other ones to worry about. So
Oh yeah.
I think it's purely a numbers game at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be worrying about like the dude, you know, one of the ones with the round glasses, like you know, using trying to use attack him with bubble or something like that. But like Mr. Cool Shades is going to like whip out water gun and like he's going to go down.
Yeah, and then what happens if okay, for all you DBZ fans out there, I don't even know if it's possible, but you might say, "Oh, well, Mister Fucking Hercule guy over here, he'll just power up." What happens if all the 5 of these fucking Squirtle Squad guys evolve?
Oh man,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
if just one of them became War Turtle, like it would be done.
right.
It would be done.
So
Dunzo.
there we go. All right,
All right,
this next one, no idea. These what
not a
the
clue.
uh, All Might versus Kid Muscle. I'm gonna give it to Kid Muscle because
Just
his head
because.
looks like a fish.
And I think All Might would just be too confused to do anything. It's like, hey, kid, what's with the lips?
Dude, if you look at like the tail on the back, his head looks like a fish
He's
with like a
he's
little
got a.
sprout of hair on his forehead.
There is definitely a fin up there. There is definitely a fin.
I'm gonna feel really bad if this guy is a fish, and we're making
No
fun of
way.
him that he looks like a fish.
If any of you out there listening are a fish,
So yeah, okay.
are there any fish?
I'm gonna let's real quick look up who these people are.
Oh
Okay.
God.
All Might
Uh,
All Might seems to be a My Hero Academia character.
okay, I just typed in Mr. Fish. What's his name? Kid Muscle. Because
Kid
Mr. Fish
Muscle.
did.
Kid Muscle is
Kid Muscle.
Ultimate Muscle character. Uh,
He is. Oh my man.
he is a
What?
fish.
That's not even like the. That's not even the weirdest picture of him.
I don't even want to know.
It gets weirder.
He has all sorts of like cool techniques. I don't even know what's happening on this wiki page.
Oh,
There's something about cows down here.
I've not seen anything about cows, but I believe you.
No, like I don't know. It just said cow like 18 times in a row. I'm just gonna go to images on this Kid Muscle. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like what I'm seeing.
I told you it gets worse.
I think I see a picture of Kid Muscle with a chin strap beard. I think,
Well, is that a beard?
or maybe
It
he
looks like
always has
it
it.
might be a bandana. No, maybe that is a beard.
Maybe it's a mask like a luchador. Maybe he's wearing a luchador mask.
Maybe he's wearing a luchador mask. Oh man.
Either way, I'm giving it to Fish Head.
I don't think anyone could stand a chance against him, frankly.
Nope.
I don't know how they'd start.
All he'd have to do is like blow kisses at you, and you'd be really confused. You'd be like, "What's happening?" So this next one, I'm gonna be basing this one off this picture because the next one's awesome.
Whoa.
So it's Winnie the Pooh versus Hobbs. Now,
Yeah. But in this picture, now here's another one. This is like Rocket and Fox McCloud that I don't want to pick a winner because I have a pretty great fondness for both of these characters.
right? Yeah.
But let's say I'm going to imagine that they're like play fighting in the most epic way in this schoolyard where they're depicted right now. Tell us a little bit about like what this picture looks like. Describe
Okay,
to
so
the
yeah,
audience.
okay, so they're in a fenced-in, what looks like maybe just a concrete slab. I guess it's maybe a schoolyard, but
Recess?
there are no, like, that one kid's holding a basketball, but there's no basketball hoop. There's no like jungle gym or anything. It looks like just a fenced-in parking lot. There's a bunch of kids all around, and then there's Hobbs, which just looks like a tiger. You see him from like the backside, and he's staring at a giant yellow fucking bear wearing a very small red shirt.
Yep. He's.
I will choose a definitive winner on this.
I've got a winner. I've got a winner picked.
I'm going
On the count, you want to say it on the count of three?
Sure. One,
Okay. 1, 2,
3.
3. Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. I'm giving this one to Pooh Bear, because he's a fucking bear, dude. And we've had very long, extended conversations that were never released on SU about bears because I fucked up the audio on that.
That was a good episode too.
It really
episode
was.
so good.
It really was. Remember, I made you watch that news reenactment of the bear going into the yard, and it was the guy with like the cardboard cutout of the bear. God damn it! Yeah, in this particular picture, I think Pooh would maul the shit out of Hobbs.
Oh yeah, Hobbs would not stand a chance. Look at the size of Pooh. Like that's like he's like. Oh gosh, I mean, I don't even know what kind of bear to compare him to. Maybe a polar bear,
a grizzly, or maybe like a Kodiak.
Yeah, pretty big,
fucking
pretty
humongous.
big.
Like the Russian grizzly bear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we already talked, they're huge.
He's like 3 times the size of Hobbs in this picture. Yeah. So there's no getting around that.
Now, on a flip side, while this fight's happening, who would win in the schoolyard fight between Christopher Robin and Calvin?
Oh man, so Christopher Robin is clearly depicted as taller, a little bit lankier. He's sitting there holding on to the basketball.
Is that who that's supposed to be?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But Calvin down there, man, like he is tiny, but he looks like he is a scrapper, man.
Yeah,
like,
he reminds me a lot of like Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, oh man, he would take out Christopher Robin. No, like he would slap that basketball out of his hands and punch him right in the nuts, like right to begin with, and it would just go downhill from there. Like
the only issue that I see with that is I picture that being Calvin's opening move,
right?
And Winnie the Pooh just literally eating Calvin, and I think that would mentally and emotionally cripple Hobbs.
Yeah, that'll probably be the downfall right there. That'll probably like they won't even have to fight. What Pooh and Hobbs won't even have to fight.
Yeah, and then Pooh will just be like, "So what? You punched Christopher Robin in the nuts. I barely see this kid. You two are inseparable, okay? And I just ate your human." So yeah, I give this to Pooh.
Pooh, it is.
All right, this next fight we got Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat: The Games versus Ra's al Ghul from DC Comics. The location, the Dragon House from Def Jam Fight for New York. They have the whole building for their battle. Comic version Ra's al Ghul, young versions for both.
Well, I don't know. It'd be fun to watch.
I think it would be fun to watch. The thing is, though, is like, okay, so Raj Al Ghul, master martial artist, master with most weapons, right? He's an
Yep.
expert combat fighter, great tactician,
Yep.
and possibly dabbles in some form of sorcery because he does have the pool,
Lazarus.
the Lazarus pit pool.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can actually dabble in sorcery the way Shang Tsung can. Where Shang Tsung, like mid-fight, like, but as you're coming up to him, it will just literally start swallowing your soul.
Yeah, I mean that is something.
Without a soul, there's nothing to revive in the Lazarus pit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, as much as I like Raj Al Ghul, I think I'm gonna give this one to Shang Tsung.
It's probably a Shang Tsung.
I hate saying that because I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan, but
no, I don't.
I mean,
I don't
just
want
basing
that.
off of parts of what I know.
Well, I mean,
All Shang Tsung has to do is, back down towards forward and A constantly.
right?
I mean, I guess if Raj Al Ghul just jumps, he'll be all right. Just keep jumping.
Oh,
I
man,
will say that if it gets to the point where Raj Al Ghul gets his hands on Shang Tsung, I think that would really flip the match.
Sure.
But if it's a range thing, I think Shang Tsung's got him at range.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, although they are fighting in a building, it's not like an open warehouse. It's like a building. And Raj Al Ghul is a master of the shadows.
He might be a little bit better in those close quarters.
Yeah, you know what? Just the location is going to change this fight for me. I'm going to give it back to Raj Al Ghul.
I hear you.
Just based off location. Because, those Mortal Kombat guys, they're so used to always fighting in an open arena.
Right.
Some form of a circle,
Yeah.
Yep. Raj Al Ghul gets it.
This next one, man, my heart on this one.
All right, go ahead and give it to us.
Okay, we have Gimli from Everybody Knows. Specifically the Lord of the Rings film version of Gimli versus Fezzik from the Princess Bride as portrayed by Andre the Giant. The location, where else but the 100-Acre Woods from Winnie the Pooh. Gimli has his axe and Fezzik has his rock. Right?
You know what? I'm gonna have to give this to Fezzik. The thing is, Gimli has to get close to use the axe.
Speed is not his friend.
No, that's true. But Fezzik has the reach with that rock, and he doesn't even have to throw the rock. His best defense would be to hold on to that rock, and once Gimli gets close enough to try to use the axe, just smash the rock down on top of him. And just kind of keep pummeling him into the dirt. So I'm really gonna have to give this to Fezzik. I think he's just got the overall reach and the size advantage on this. They're both pretty slow, but yeah, I think Fezzik has the overall size advantage on this one.
He doesn't even work out.
No, man, he drinks like 13 bottles of wine a day.
That's impressive.
All right.
What?
So,
what?
Mars? Just Mars.
Mars.
All of Mars.
Are we? But it specifically looks like we're dealing with Mars from Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks. Yeah.
Yeah. Mars Attacks Mars.
But we're dealing with all of the Martians, I guess. Versus Omicron Parsi 8. Did I say that right? I know.
No.
How do you say that?
I don't know. I'll sue him.
Oh, okay.
I tried to mute it, so I was.
Nah, you're good.
I picked the wrong time.
Yeah, you're good.
Omicron Persei 8.
Persei 8. Okay.
Persei.
I have not watched a lot of the
Futuramas.
So This one has round restrictions or round rules, I suppose.
Yeah.
Round 1 is a fleet battle, so ships versus ships. Round 2 is
Hmm.
versus Martian leader deathmatch. Both have their respective disintegrators. Location of round 1 is puny Earth orbit. Round 2 is the Oval Office at the White House. Winner takes puny Earth.
I think. Oh gosh, it doesn't matter who wins. We all lose.
Um, Now tell me, these
Yes.
Omicron Persei 8 people,
Yes.
are they as dumb as the Martians?
Well, I mean, the Martians aren't that dumb necessarily.
No, you remember we tricked them pretty hard in Mars Attacks. And then wasn't there something about like music or something made their heads explode?
Yeah, it was. It ended up being sound that was their weakness.
And
Yeah,
didn't
was
they
it?
like
Maybe it was
blast like
specifically
music,
music.
like 80s hair bands or something like that? Like
Yeah,
they blasted a certain type of music the whole thing.
right. But we're not like they don't know that. Like they're just going at each other with their weapons, right?
Right,
Like
right.
there's no indication. The Omicron folks are not terribly bright. They are vicious, but like they're not going to be. I feel like the Martians are just going to be so. Um, they're going to take all the cheap shots. You know, that's all they did throughout
Right.
that entire
Yep.
movie. It's
True.
just cheap shot after cheap shot.
I want to
Um,
watch Mars Attacks now again.
it is a really fun movie.
I want to watch. Okay, I want to watch Mars Attacks, followed by, I believe it was called Evolution.
Yes, with David Duchovny
David Duchovny.
and
Yeah.
what was Jones and what's his name? I can't remember, but yeah,
Yeah. Shampoo. I just remember it being
right.
Shampoo.
Shampoo.
I'm gonna give this one to Mars. I guess I don't know
Yeah.
enough about the Omicron Persei 8 guys from Futurama. Um, but yeah, I guess round 1, the fleet battle. How are their fleets? Do you...
See, I don't really remember.
All right, I'm giving it to Mars all the way around then.
Yeah.
All right, where were we? Which one was that?
Gosh, that was all right. So now
All
we're
right.
on
Oh God.
this horror one. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of horror, Silent Hill versus Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, round 1 is worst place to spend the night. Round 2 is Alessa from the movie
Uh-huh.
versus Freddy in Neutral Realm. Now, I'm guessing by what they say when they say Neutral Realm is neither have their powers. I'm guessing.
Is that
I don't know
right?
I don't know what Neutral Realm is.
I don't know that either.
Look up Neutral Realm.
I'm gonna.
Now, I will say round 1 worst place to spend the night for me, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Okay, I fucking hate me some Freddy Krueger. I'd rather stay in a place that's burning, like Silent Hill. I mean, that's at least place that's based on a real place. So, it's someplace in if go fuck off. It's someplace in Pennsylvania. Nonetheless, fucking Pennsylvania. God damn
Do you have
it.
feelings about Pennsylvania?
I fucking hate Pennsylvania now. You haven't been privy to this?
I didn't. I listened to that.
Ever since my
You spent-
fucking drive down
you
to
spent-
fucking Indiana or
You spent
Indianapolis.
you spent some time in
Fucking spent too
in
much goddamn
Pennsylvania.
time in Pennsylvania.
Oh shit. I can't find anything about the neutral. I don't know what the neutral realm is. I typed in neutral realm and I got everything but what I wanted to know.
Yeah, okay. So unless I we'll go based off of the assumption
Yeah.
currently that neutral realm means that neither of them have their abilities.
Okay.
Um, if a listener out there wants to clarify and explain to us what the neutral realm really is, or if that means something else, then by all means, we will revisit this particular fight.
Yes.
Now, I know Alyssa in the movies. She was Silent Hill. There's so much lore based off of some of these games and the movie.
Yes.
She was burned as a child for being a witch. I know some of her powers, she can like alter reality and like create alternate realities, and she can like break metal and some shit like that. Okay. Um so she's I don't know, she's got crazy shit going on. And Freddy Krueger
Right.
can essentially do anything he wants as long as you're in the dream world. Now in the neutral realm, neither of them have their powers. I'm gonna sadly have to give this to Freddy because he still
Mhm.
has knife fingers.
Right.
So
Right.
all he has to do is find this little girl and cut her to pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to give it to her,
I mean,
but
they're both twisted individuals. I don't think she
yeah.
would be afraid of him in any case, but I don't. I'm not very well versed on her like martial if she knows any type of martial arts or any type of combat. Uh,
No, I'm not aware either.
yeah. Um. So we are right around the 1 hour mark. Let's
Oh,
see
we
if
got to look at the next one though. We got to look at.
we're gonna try to squeeze it. Since we have two more on this row, based off the way I see this.
Okay.
We're gonna try to squeeze in the next two, which still leaves us a shit ton of these fights. So we will come back to this. This will be a two-parter eventually. In fact, let me see what the second one is. Yeah, we're gonna do the next two.
Okay.
So
Oh,
do you want to do the next one first, or do you want to save that one for last and go out on that one?
I want to go out on that one. I want to go out on the second one. So let's go with the first one. Let's start with the first one.
Okay, you want to start with the Red Ranger one?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So we have Jason Lee Scott as the Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin
Uh-huh.
Power Rangers versus Cyborg Sector, another Mortal Kombat character.
Uh-huh.
The
And again,
location is Hyperion Bridge of StarCraft 2.
why is that such a popular place to have these fights?
Not sure. And the stipulation is no Zord.
Yeah.
Goddamn. I
Right?
don't. Again, I'm not huge into Mortal Kombat. I don't
Well,
know. I know he's an android. I know that guy's like a robot.
right off the bat, like I am rooting for Jason.
Yeah, I am
Like
too. Based off because the extent of my Power Rangers knowledge comes from that particular
Yes, that was our
era
era.
of
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Yep, that was our era.
Now, is that the first? That was the first Power Rangers, essentially,
Gosh,
right?
I feel like I've been learning more shit about the Power Rangers recently than I ever knew.
Well,
Like I
okay,
always knew
that
it
was
was
the
like
first American Power Rangers, right?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
I'm trying to look up the Hyperion Bridge because I just want to see if like there's anything that would give anybody a particular edge in this. I mean, again, like I'm rooting for Jason. Like if I'm pressed, I'm going to say Jason will win just because I want him to.
So Hyperion Bridge is essentially where you choose all of your missions in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it's just a room.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of for essentially for everybody who watches any type of space anything. Think the same bridge from Star Trek is essentially the same type of room.
It's like there's a table. And,
yeah, there's a table. It's whatever. Um, the thing is, I don't know enough about the other guy.
Right.
I honestly,
What game was he from? Like, I know, like Mortal Kombat, but which Mortal Kombat did he show up in? He wasn't
Like-
in the original.
no, he was from like the third, fourth, and on or whatever. Maybe the fourth one's on. I know he shoots like rockets and shit out of his arm.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. He's
I mean,
insane.
I feel like the Red Ranger has had
Now,
so much experience with these types of villains. Like,
now hold on.
Yeah.
With cyborgs, like with
Yeah.
with robots.
yeah, with robots.
Now let me throw this at you though.
Yeah.
Because I'm on your side. I am rooting for Jason Lee, the Red Ranger. Okay,
Yes.
I am rooting for Jason. But in that particular Power Rangers, they do get blown up and like fly through the air dramatically in slow motion an awful lot by showers of sparks.
Yes.
Like not even actual explosions, like just sparklers send them flying. And they always seem to get their asses kicked until they come together as a team.
Right.
So by himself, I think he's going to get whomped on so hard, thrown to the ground, and have his helmet crushed into his skull.
Oh man, you're probably right.
Like I think this is going to be one of those fights where it's like, oh no, the Red Ranger's fucking badass. He's not as cool as the Green or White Ranger, sure, but he's fucking badass. And you know, it's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight. I think this fight would literally start. Cyborg Sector is going to like throw some weird grappling hook thing around him, drag him close, grab him by the throat, and snap his neck in like 3 seconds flat. Like there just is no fight, and
man.
I think it's very anticlimactic. And I mean, I probably have the unwanted opinion on that one, but I'm just guessing that's how that would really go. So
yeah. All right, let's move on.
all right, last one for this evening, for this episode.
This is big. This is like probably. I mean, like we've seen some serious characters before, but sure. I don't think we've seen anybody as vicious, as intimidating, or have like the track record of violence as these two characters.
True that.
Right?
Now,
like there is like no getting around it. They've been. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
I will say I'm going to have you introduce the second one.
Okay.
But I'll introduce the first one. You introduce yours first.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, entering the ring at how much do you think he weighs?
Fucking like
3 pounds.
3 pounds, yeah, maybe.
The one, the only, Bugs Bunny.
I mean, how much does pen and paper weigh? So Bugs
and
Bunny,
who is Bugs taking on?
Fucking none other than Roger the Rabbit himself. Okay. Now the arena specifies that it does not fucking matter much.
It really doesn't.
So you got 2 cartoon rabbits.
Yeah.
This one's tough, okay?
Right?
So, on one hand, Bugs is a survivor.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, he's willing to hurt people to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Roger, I think, hurts people more on accident.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely more of a klutz. Like,
yeah.
Bugs is a mastermind. Bugs is oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Sociopath.
Yes. Now, I will say, I think Roger has the real life experience, seeing as though Who Framed Roger Rabbit was an actual real life, took place in real life, and they were just animated in. Space Jam. Fuck! Fuck! You got me there.
I think Bugs takes it, man.
Yeah.
I think Bugs takes it. Unless Roger Rabbit gets his hands on those little holes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or any of that fucking Acme fucking acid,
Yeah.
whatever the
Oh
fuck
god,
that
that
was.
was
The
the
stuff
most
that was
terrifying.
the stuff that like literally only hurt cartoons.
Uh-huh. Probably the most terrifying
And
scene in a movie ever.
Roger Rabbit has access to that though. I mean, it's only happened in his film.
It's true. It's true. But
Now,
would he fuck up and would he just like fall into the acid himself?
well, he didn't in his movie.
No, he didn't. But if the pressure was on,
But it's only those two versus each other. There's no other outside interference, really.
right.
I
I think Bugs is going to win for the same reason the Martians would win. He's going to play dirty. Like I don't think Roger is gonna stoop to the level that Bugs is willing to go. Like I think they're
I
playing on
agree, and
completely different levels.
Roger would fall for pretty much any trick that Bugs threw at him.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only do I think Bugs Bunny would talk Roger Rabbit into probably killing himself just so he didn't have to, but he would probably also talk him into just willingly handing over Jessica Rabbit. And everything else. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. Like, Bugs is a fucking villain. Like, he is
Yeah.
serious. He's a bad dude.
He's really bad. I really want to see a movie where he is portrayed as like a serial killer.
Yeah, I think he gets it, man. I think Bugs takes this one. Sadly, I love Roger Rabbit, but
same here. But yeah, I think Bugs is just too evil.
yeah, all right. I'm gonna give it to Bugs, I guess. Fuck.
I know, right? Right? It's one of those sad things.
Roger
Like,
Rabbit's seen some shit. Like you said, he had the most horrific fucking scene in like any type of animated movie. Hey, what if we threw in a couple cartoon characters from remember that Cool World movie?
Oh shit, yes.
Brad Pitt or whatever? That was a bad
That
movie.
was a weird movie too, yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's where we're going to end this episode.
That was pretty solid.
This is some fucked up fights here, people. But
Man, what were people thinking? Oh man, there's some good ones coming up too.
yeah, we do have plenty to go for another SU. So we'll try to time this out where Ross, you can come back and we can do another one of these.
That'd be perfect, yeah.
And maybe we'll get in. Devin will join us or
Some
somebody
people
else.
who know some of these people are.
Yeah, I need at least mainly one video game and anime person. So Devin, I mean, if you've played Mortal Kombat, and we all know that you know anime, so we'll try to get Devin.
Excellent.
So where can people find you, Mr. Boyd?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Ross_Boyd. And you can also find my wife and I do a podcast about musical theater. It is called Finishing the Season, and you can find us on iTunes or Podbean.
Nice. Do you want to plug your website? Do you have a website?
Oh, yeah. I do have a website, rossmalcolmboyd.com. That's the place to find just about everything Ross Malcolm Boyd.
Alrighty.
Music and stuff.
And as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at JaxForestWalker, all one word. I have an Instagram. Devin remembers it. He's not here. I don't remember it.
Patrick.Webster
52.
52.
Probably 52. I don't know why that's my go-to. I think it's because there's 52 cards in a deck of cards.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I get the 5. Bob 5.
Yeah, Bob 5. We're gonna have to sing that at some point for these people.
Yes, we are. One in New Hampshire. We can record it again.
Yeah, there we go. So you guys can please rate and review us on iTunes, Podbean, anywhere you can download podcasts. We're still trying to get to Russia. I haven't uploaded. I haven't checked to see if we have any downloads in Russia yet, but I'm gonna assume that we don't yet. So we're still trying to get to Russia. So all you European listeners, try to just keep edging us and recommending us to people you know towards Russia.
Of all the people that listen to this show, somebody's got to know Russia.
Right? Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/simplyunprofessional. Give us a like on there. Send us an email at simplyunprofessional@gmail.com. If you have
That's where
any,
I've sent my emails.
no, you haven't.
I have too.
You've sent 2, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess that is plural. Yeah,
Right?
all right. You got me on a technicality. If you have any type of topic suggestions, comments, hate mail, I'll accept hate mail. I'll read it and laugh and whatever.
Any attention is better than none.
Yep. And to go out on 2 separate notes here, as always. First off, Animaniacs, Ross,
Yes.
is celebrating their 25-year birthday today.
Today, happy birthday, Animaniacs.
25 years ago, it was the premiere of Animaniacs. They are now technically an antique. And as always, fuck Booster Gold.
Fuck Booster Gold.
And outro music. Everybody's been talking through the outro music, Ross, so feel free.
All right, yeah, may as well. I'm gonna have a few more crunchies here.
Oh, I didn't say eat through the outro music.
Oh, sorry. I was just taking liberties. I was kind of doing my own thing, you know?
Sure.
Just kind of...
I mean, you write the music.
Yeah. I mean,
Why
I
not?
could sing along.
Brr.
Oh,
Da-da,
we're halfway there. Oh,